For years, Earth had been a quiet rock at the edge of the Orion Spur, ignored, dismissed, forgotten by the larger galactic powers tearing each other apart in a war that had swallowed half the stars. Humanity watched from a distance, tucked safely behind their planetary shields, pretending neutrality made them invisible. And it worked. For a while. Jeremiah Cole never believed in safety. A former combat engineer turned mechanic in one of the outer Earth colonies, he'd seen how fragile peace really was. He lived in the outer zone of Andara Station, where the air still smelled like burnt copper from the old mining days, and the only thing cheaper than fuel was silence. Earth's leaders thought they'd bought themselves freedom with their distance. Jer knew better. Nothing stayed untouched forever, not in a galaxy ruled by fear and pride. It started with a signal, static at first, barely detectable. But the tone shifted, harsh, layered, encrypted in a pattern only old Terran comms would recognize. Jer was in his garage tuning a fusion rotor when the alert buzzed through his arm implant. He tapped it. A line of alien glyphs scrolled across the retina display, then resolved into one clear message. "They're coming. Get ready." He froze. It wasn't from Earth Command or any of the official Earth-aligned colonies. This was off-grid. Pirate code frequency, outlaw tech. Someone out there had seen what was coming and broke every rule to warn them. By the time Jer reached Central Hub, the power was flickering. Earth's defense grid, so proudly flaunted at diplomatic tables, was going dark in layers. Not from damage, from shutoff, sabotage. His stomach sank. Earth hadn't stayed neutral. Someone had sold them out. The next 20 hours were chaos. Civilians trying to evacuate, ports overrun, automated defense drones offline. Jer watched it unfold from the auxiliary command deck, where a few retired soldiers, old hackers, and black market smugglers were trying to patch together what was left of the station's systems. None of them knew who the enemy was yet. But the question didn't last long. They arrived without ceremony, no flashing lights or thunderous displays, just quiet, matte black ships descending like shadows with no insignia, no broadcasts, no demands, just one action, complete silence before impact. And then, Andara Station's outer ring exploded. Jer's ears rang for minutes after the shockwave. Emergency sirens screamed through the corridors, but people were already running blind. Fire suppression failed. Airlocks malfunctioned. It wasn't a raid, it was extermination. He made it back to his garage with blood on his knuckles and his heart beating like a drum line. His old fighter, patched up from 100 junk parts, sat like a beast waiting for a leash. He hadn't flown her in over a year. The last time he did, it was against pirates. This time it was against something that didn't even see humans as enemies. Just dirt to be scraped clean. He climbed in, hands shaking. As the cockpit sealed, Jer heard a voice through the static again. A woman, maybe. Cracked and garbled. "They won't stop with us. Earth's next. Don't wait." He didn't plan to. Earth had stayed out of the war for too long. Now the war was coming to their doorstep, and Jer Cole was going to make damn sure humanity answered like hell. Jeremiah Cole's fingers lingered on the throttle as the cockpit lights of brimstone faded into the dim haze of the hangar. His chest felt tight, like the moment before a boulder dropped in your gut. He didn't plan to do this, but inertia had a way of bulldozing on, especially when the alternative was doing nothing. He punched the launch sequence and heard the thrusters rumble alive below. The old fighter shuddered but held steady. He cut the external power and triggered the bay doors. They peeled open with a hiss, revealing tubes of night-black void lit by streaks of emergency beacon. He shot forward without hesitation. Brimstone vaulted into the air like a caged beast breaking free. As the hangar doors slammed shut behind him, he felt the first real spark of adrenaline. Cold, sharp, a blade edge against his ribs. His HUD blinked red. Systems offline. Life support degraded. Nav grid down. He'd have to do this old-school manual. His gut twisted as he aligned with the exit corridor. 2 kilometers of abandoned freight tubes. He'd timed it. If he caught the gravity currents just right, he'd clear the station fast. There was no tower clearance, no air traffic control. It didn't matter. The only traffic up here now was hostile, and they didn't negotiate. He throttled up. The fighter's turbines fanned, and the station lights blurred past on the steel struts. The big practice frag drills he'd run back on Earth, ignoring tech, trusting instincts, saved him now. He evaded the first automated turrets that still functioned, hugging the erroneous safety envelopes until the shells smashed into the station wall beyond him. No one cared about debris. Once clear, he punched for orbit. 10 minutes later, Brimstone burst from the atmosphere and punched free into the black. He dirtied his flight gloves when he threw a series of hard yaw maneuvers, yaw until microgravity turned his bones liquid. He checked sensors. No contacts. Yet. His arm implant buzzed again. Same frequency, same garbled voice. Get through. Find Earth Command. Warn them. You're the only... Static cut the feed. He tapped the implant off. He didn't know that voice, but he believed them. And he believed his gut. Jer's boots clicked into the cabin floor as he stood. He anchored himself against gravity. Then he dropped to his knees and ripped out the avionics data storage. Ancient tech, but usable. He'd been carrying it, even though he thought he might scrap her this cycle. He yanked the memory core from the fighter's spine, hefted it in his hand. 32 terabytes of Earth-aligned naval patterns, ship performance specs, station internals, all useful. Now it was more than useful. It was Fallout detonator level. He shoved it into an EM-locked pouch at his belt. Then he strung together the fighter's net antenna and his implant systems with fraying cable. It took him nearly 2 minutes of cursing, clipping, soldering, but his blood pounded loud enough that he almost didn't hear the radio light blink. A single, terse voice came through. Earth Command. Male low. At 2-bar static. Brimstone? Damn, you're alive. Identify. Jer swallowed. I'm the only one left. Jeremiah Cole. Ex-engineer. Pilot. Colony Andara Station. Static. Then abrupt. Copy. You're cleared to transmit data. Damn quietly, though. Enemy AI listening. He exhaled. He keyed a burst, then transmitted the entire core. 10 seconds. A white-hot second. His hands sweaty but steady. Upload complete. A voice crackled back. Core received. We've got your backup channel. Switching to secure feed. The cockpit warbled. Then came silence, an internal calm, surrounded by cosmic void. Jer closed his eyes. When he opened them, the feed restored. Earth Command report, Jer said. Jeremiah Cole, the voice said, more official now. We intended to believe we had time. We were wrong. We're locking down. Orbit station shields and scrambling all available vessels. But we've just got the prime. The voice hesitated. No one anticipated invaders from outside the current war, he finally said. No flags, no signature. We're shocked. Jer clenched his jaw. They hit Andara, but they'll hit everywhere else if they get the pattern. I sent the core with station schematics, turret codes. Use it. Understood. We'll relay to the home command. Colonel Hayes is assembling the council now. You're ordered to return to Earth orbit. They want your feed live. Copy. ETA 12 hours. He exhaled again, large enough lungs to expel the station's atmosphere. He set the nav for Earth, flipped the autoburn. He leaned back, Monotony fell over him like smog, but he didn't